You on? I guess you are. My name's Dougie. This is Dougie Does Stuff. Welcome to the Dougie Does Stuff office. We're going to do a bit of a different programme to what we've done in the past, where I've shown you just my runs. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Hoka Speedgoat 5. Now this is split up into two different categories. We've got a little bit of an introduction inside here talking about the outsole, and the rest of it is out on the trails. I'd love to tell you that we did that on purpose. Unfortunately, the GoPro did not have the best of days yesterday when I filmed all the review out on the trails. Nothing worked. And then this morning when I went out, I filmed all the review on the camera, and then halfway through it said there was a corrupt SD card, and I had to delete it all, and then I could carry on from where I was, but I forgot that I deleted all the bit at the beginning, so I didn't do another start, and well, there we go. That is what's happened. So onwards now with the review of the Speedgoat 5. So we're going to kick it off by talking about the outsole, and as with many shoes in the Hoka range, it's got the Bigrim Mega Grip on the bottom. It's a kind of a rubbery compound that makes it feel really quite sticky and quite grippy at the beginning. You've got lug depths. It's got 5mm lug depths. Now this is my second pair of Hoka Speedgoats that I've retired, Speedgoat 5s that I've retired, so it doesn't have 5mm lugs. In fact, that is probably an issue that I have with the Speedgoats in general, is that the outsole doesn't seem to last that long. By sort of the mid 300s, maybe 350, 370, it just loses loads of its grip. Now partly it's to do with my heel strike. If you look on there, there is absolutely nothing left of the lug that was there. It is totally flat, totally bare. If you're looking round about the midfoot, again, there is not a lot left on that bit. It seems like it's been worn down quite a lot, and that is only after 350 miles for those. Trouble is, you do actually start noticing it after around about 150 miles. So it's something that Hoka really need to do, is just to perhaps think about like the graphene compounds that Innovate are using, where they're supposed to last 1,000 miles at least before they even start to show the wear. Perhaps Hoka needs to invest in something like that onto their outsole, because it really does let it down for me. I think the rest of the review now should be outside on the trails, so we'll see you there. Wow, this is amazing. I'm just onto the Caldale Way, and they've redone these steps, which is absolute blessing. That is amazing. I was going to use this part of the run to show how bad Speedgoats are at gripping on paving and slippery stone, but they've redone it. That is absolutely fantastic. So anybody who's doing the Caldale Way, you don't need to have nightmares about this section anymore. Onto the midsole, and probably the main reason that I still keep on buying the Speedgoats. The midsole is so comfortable on any sort of run, be it just a short run on the trails for 45 minutes or a long ultra that I've worn the Speedgoats on. It is always comfortable. I haven't had blisters in Speedgoat 4s, in any Speedgoats, should I say, with the exception of the Speedgoat 2s, which I did actually get a blister in now in 2017. Probably partly to do with the fact that I was totally new to running those sort of distances and didn't put enough consideration into socks or didn't know how to tie the shoes properly. But since then, no blisters on in the Speedgoats. I suppose one of the things that needs to be mentioned is that I don't have that much experience with other long distance trail shoes. I did have the Saucony Peregrines way back, and they just didn't suit me whatsoever. I got blisters every time I wore them for 150 miles, so I give up on them. I also tried the Brooks Cascadia. They were alright, definitely not as comfortable, better grip. However, the grip seemed to collect the mud, so by the time I got to the end of the Green Man Ultra, I felt about 2 inches taller. Also, I nearly ran was the Mafatis. I had a pair of the Speedgoat Mafati 2s, not Speedgoat Mafati 2, sorry, the Hoka Mafati Speed 2s, and they were lovely. They just weren't as good as, in my opinion, weren't as comfy as the Speedgoats. Yeah, so lovely cushion. You don't feel like you're riding too high, even though there is quite a big stack height on it, or the appearances give it that from the outside. But I just feel comfortable in them all the time. So they are my absolute go-to trainer. And that's probably emphasised most. Look at that view, it's beautiful, isn't it? Emphasised most by the fact that this is my third pair of Speedgoat 5s. I had 4 pairs of Speedgoat 4s, 3 pairs of Speedgoat 3s, and 1 pair of my, what were to me originals, the Speedgoat 2s. I suppose it should be mentioned that they don't have a rock plate in them. So if you are running on the sort of quite spiky rock like Snowdonia and certain parts of the Lake District, there may be a possibility that you might feel rocks coming up through the heel. I've not experienced that, but if you follow Savage Mountain Man on YouTube, I'll put his link in the description below, he definitely has felt that, and kind of don't like the Speedgoat because of that, but it's a consideration. Now on to the uppers. Hoka, between the Speedgoat 4s and the Speedgoat 5s, really made some big improvements to the uppers. It certainly now feels more locked in when you tighten them up. I've read a lot of reviews on YouTube and on the internet saying about how they were very narrow, and for people with wide feet they should avoid them. But honestly, I don't have particularly wide feet, don't have particularly narrow feet, and so for me they're just right. But obviously that's something to think about if you know your certain foot width. What I have found is that the upper feels more elasticated, it feels more stretchy. Now for me that means that I'm now tightening up my laces a lot tighter over the top of my foot, which hasn't been a problem, and I don't envisage it being a problem. But some people with sort of slightly narrow feet have said on the internet that they struggle because they just can't get them tight enough. So it's like from ridiculously small shoes to not get them tight enough. It's almost like Hoka can't win. Something that's a slight negative that I found with, certainly with the Speedgoat 4s and now with the Speedgoat 5s, is the tongue is not padded. They've tried to shave off that bit of weight, and the tongue now, it is really just a piece of material rather than anything sort of padded. I don't particularly like that, but I can live with it. Finally, something else that I should mention is an issue that I had with my first pair of Speedgoat 5s and my second pair of Speedgoat 5s, but not these Speedgoat 5s, which is strange because I'm sure they haven't updated it in any way. But the heel, so the ankle arch, just seems to me to be a little bit too high. So on the first couple of runs, I found it was rubbing my ankle bone really badly, and it ended up that if I put in my Speedgoat 4 inners, then I didn't get that problem. So I did that with my first two pairs. On my third pair, I just didn't bother, and I haven't had a problem with it since. So whether there's been some criticism and they've done something about it or not, who knows. So all in all, I love my Speedgoat 5s. I love them, and it would take an absolutely terrible mistake on the design of any other iteration of the Speedgoat for me to change my mind and go for something different. So that is it from today's edition of Dougie Does Stuff. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Hoka Speedgoat 5 and hope you found it useful. And if you weren't thinking of buying it and now you are, great. And if you was thinking of buying it and now you're not, fair enough as well. Anyway, this is the Shibden Valley near Halifax in the north of the UK. Enjoy the rest of your day.